Hey guys, this is Nathan from Bagelpop, and I just want to give you fair warning. We're going to spoil pretty much everything. So yeah, you've been warned. Alright, so we just watched episode 6, aka the ass-kicking episode, I guess?
The fighting episode.
Yeah, we watched Ep 5. What happened in Ep 5? Yeah, it was just more, we finally got to see their powers. And we got to see that they could have multiple bug powers, apparently.
Only certain people.
Yeah.
Only two of them.
Only two of them?
Michelle, well, that we know of. Michelle has 2 because...
No, only two of them.
Okay. Michelle has 2 because her parents were from the Bug 2 project and then passed down. So she has the fucking ant power. She has 2
Super
ant
strength.
powers.
Yeah.
Super strength and
Explosions.
explosion. Turn other bugs into explosions, apparently. And I guess we've only seen one. We still have only seen one of Akari's power.
Yeah.
Which is the moth power, I guess.
Super
Yeah.
silk moth. And his kung fu.
Karate.
Karate.
That's yeah.
Karate. Yeah. Apparently the bug has bad form in fighting. But it's cool. It's cool that adds another wrinkle to it. I was just thinking about it. I was like, huh. Like, they're trained to fight. How good are these, like, creatures at fighting? Because they've just been relying on pure strength, on just pure strength and speed.
Yep.
Well, now it's, form and technique actually matter when you're fighting, like, another humanoid. So if you've known anything from, like, MMA and stuff and fighting, like, you can use certain techniques to, like, defeat, like, a stronger, faster opponent.
Not even that. You saw that Hawkeye or whatever just knows how to throw a baseball. So they gave him his own ability and backpack full of like explosive whatever baseballs. You know, it's just traits and stuff that you can actually bring to the table.
In 520 whatever years,
Never saw a curve.
cockroaches didn't figure out how to hit the curveball.
Trouble with the curve. Always trouble with the curve.
I really laugh. A weapon from 1867. So good.
Although all these techniques can be bested by a gun. Well, I guess if they're faster than a gun, then I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's kind of weird because the guns seem to have no effect on them.
Yes.
Like, you just shoot.
Well, it worked. It did restrain them.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine for all intents and purposes because it was just became a gun battle. It wouldn't be all too.
It'd just be
impressive.
silly. It'd just be like everyone would just be sniping each other, and that's not exciting. It's effective, but not exciting.
The series has gone from more sinister now to more fun, I feel like.
Because they have a chance. They're not just dying. They're actually fighting before they die.
Yeah, which I mean is cool, but at the same time, like, I kind of like that sense of, like, anybody can die at any moment type of fear that the series had to begin with. Or maybe it's just lulling me into a false sense of security.
Yeah, that too.
Like, it could just be that. It was like, they got a chance now. I'm gonna start liking these characters. I feel safe, and then horribly murder them.
You can't just have wanton slaughter every episode because
they only have like 100 on there. So.
Yeah, we saw like 20 already get offed in like the first or the second episode, whatever it was.
Positive boobs, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, positive boobs not coming back.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, she's not coming back, and and you called it. That was not the end of Michelle.
Michelle-san.
My personal trainer, Michelle.
Every time I hear Michelle, I just think dodgeball.
Yeah,
a ginormous black guy. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it was kind of hinted that like once you saw like that dude had that power that like. You should have put together that all of them have like powers from like the other, like the other teams.
Yeah, at this point they should know.
Oh wait, but he didn't see that, right?
Who?
Akira. Did Akira see that girl died? No, right? They didn't capture anybody. They were a separate team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up.
All of the captains, the commanders, had their own speculation after seeing how like the pretty boy who got caught in the web, and like the guy who lost his arm saw the water skeeter, and like like they're all in different teams, but they're all experiencing and witnessing it at the same moment right now. So
So tell me, have you read ahead in the manga?
no,
Are you
I
going
have
to?
not. No, probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I am going to
Because-
do what you said and read the prequel parts.
Yeah, I'll send it to you guys, but because the way I see it, like I read the first 6 chapter, which is the beginning of what happens. At chapter 7 starts when the anime starts on episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I've read a little bit of it. I read up to like maybe 3 more chapters, and from what I see in the manga, it goes way slower, and there's no effect to it because you're reading. Like it's the drawing is just as gruesome and everything like that, but you don't.
It's not
feel
in
it.
motion. And
Yeah,
there's no
it's not in
sound.
motion and there's no sound. It's just like I feel that the anime is really well executed compared to what I've seen in the manga right now.
See, that might be worse for me because that's why when I read, I really imagine what's happening and put sounds in my head when I read and stuff like that. So reading it sometimes is more vivid to me.
I agree with that, but just like with things where you have special abilities and moves, it's harder to visualize. I mean, you can visualize, but it's like,
Oh yeah, I know what
so,
you're saying. Yeah.
so how about imagine what if you read Haikyuu instead of watch it?
Oh yeah,
Right? Like, you
it
would
wouldn't get that
imagine-
sense of speed and kinetic
Yeah,
energy
you
that
won't
they're moving.
get
It
that
doesn't get it.
speed into sense at all. They'll just be like, oh my god, that's so fast, and it's like, well, how fast is fast? Like, like their unique quick strike is not as unique compared to when you watch it.
See,
So.
I know some people who don't like reading the books first because then it like gives them different expectations.
Yeah.
I like doing that though because it lets me compare the book to the movie or TV show or whatever.
I normally do too, and don't get me wrong, like I read every single anime I watch.
Yeah, yeah.
But the way I feel that Terra Formars is executed through the anime, I think it's a very unique aspect to it.
Yep.
Compared to anything else, like any other anime,
Yeah.
Just like to the point where it's like they're having a struggle between whether the original creator is going to censor it or not. Like that's how big of a deal it is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I get what you're saying too. That's kind of the reason why I don't like reading One Piece, is that I started on the anime, and now I feel like I'm too spoiled in that like I can go and I can read the manga, and I see all these like jovial moments and these kind of like attacks and whatnot, and for me it's just weird not seeing it in motion. I want, I crave now. I need like Luffy's voice or Chopper's like animation in the certain like scenes, and especially like in the fight scenes, I just don't really like the way that One
You
Piece is
can't-
drawn. It doesn't just it just doesn't translate for me as well.
You can't read Water 9. Like you have to watch it. Like that's how big of an impact the anime has evolved over time. Like Water 9 cannot be read. Like you should just straight on watch that entire arc.
Yeah, like I tried reading One Piece and then I was like, I can't do it. There's certain ones that I can, like Bleach I think translates pretty well. Naruto actually translates very well. Like I feel like reading Naruto is fine. Like say what you will about that shitty series. Super shitty series. Another thing like that I think is kind of weird, that I don't know if this is just like an American phenomenon, but us as Americans, we criticize manga on such a high like standard of like Bleach used to be good, but then it got all like convoluted and shitty, and like Naruto used to be so good, and then it got all convoluted and shitty. When if you think about like any long fucking running series, it used to be good and then got really fucking convoluted and shitty. Like
Harry
all
Potter.
of the Harry Potter. Actually, Harry Potter's decent, like all the way through. You could argue, but I feel like comic book series in America, like there have been so many retcons and
It's
changes.
so
like,
ridiculous.
Spider-Man's been around for like so long. Spider-Man was really good at sometimes, and then it's like really terrible. Iron Man has some of the worst like comic book writing.
The death
ever.
of Superman was so stupid. I remember actually reading that because like the death of Superman, I was a little kid. How can he die? And it's like I go back and read it now. It's like they're so dumb for.
I just think it's
this.
really funny that like we hold like things like Naruto up like, oh, it wasn't good all the way through. And then when you take a look at the whole history of like the Marvel characters that we love now, like we love Iron Man, like there's really bad Iron Man. We love X-Men and Wolverine and Spider-Man. There's some really, really shitty comics that are canon, for those characters and stuff, and we just kind of look past it. And I think it's kind of a weird double standard. Yeah, it's a weird double standard they're like, oh, it wasn't good all the way through.
But speaking of One Piece, really quick, Tom, I wanted to mention. I think I have a picture. I'll show you later. But Chopper's the little thing I got you, right? The little figure.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a family. Oh, is there a One Piece character with a really long nose and like a green bandana?
Usopp.
Yeah.
Usopp.
Well, yeah, there was a family of 3. The dad was dressed up as that guy. The mom was Nami, and then the baby was Chopper with the hat and everything.
That's cute.
I'll show you a picture later. You'll be like,
That's
oh.
so cute. That's so cute.
I don't know why he was Usopp though. So
I don't either. Is he?
He was probably the only one that he could pull off.
Yeah.
Maybe he was Jewish.
Maybe he want to do something different.
maybe he had long hair.
Yeah, maybe. I gotta look it up again, but yeah, this series is really good. And on its own, I would actually revise what I said before. It's better than Fate Stay Night from an objective standpoint. I'm just not an objective person, so that's the difference. But objectively, I would say this is better just because of its originality and quality.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Originality is like one of the biggest things, and it just doesn't take the traditional route. Like if you remember back to episode 1 and 2, they explained nothing. You guys didn't know anything. Like they were just going to Mars. They did a surgery. They were going to Mars, and that's it. That's all you knew.
You would hate Psycho-Pass if you hate that. Then, because Psycho-Pass just dumps blocks of dialogue on you, and you have to read it all to know what's going on.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's how usually everything else is. They draw a shit ton of stuff on you so that you can attain all this knowledge so that you can get ready to watch what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's super classic anime. In Western media, it's very much show don't tell. Like it's very, very much like, oh, you're going to figure it out because this character did that, so that means he's this type of person. While in anime, especially anime, and what a lot of people make fun of, like shows like Bleach and Dragon Ball from back in the day, is they just huge explanation dumps, just huge like exposition of like, this is the type of water bug and this is how it survives underwater. It creates like oxygen and like carbon dioxide if it doesn't move, and then like all that stuff. It's like that's every single. It's a very, very Japanese like, oh, this is the Sharingan technique, and this allows him to like look at it. Yeah. And like Terra Formars is so guilty of it that there's a guy who narrates it that nobody knows.
Oh yeah,
who he is. He's just like, wait, who's narrating this? It's like, I don't know. It's just some dude just talking. To the point where one of the characters in the show actually interrupts him because he talks too much. Spider Guy was like, wait, you need a dude in the face to stop him from explaining the full. Yeah. He literally said, stop, show, don't tell.
Yeah, they were saying how, they showed that the cockroach grabbed the leg of the Hawk Girl, and they were like, oh, if you scale this to human size, they go at this speed, and they're actually 10 times, nope. And then Spider Guy just jumps in.
Yeah, he literally, that was what was so funny about it to me. It was just blown up to human size, cockroaches are the fastest, and right as he said fast, nope, I'm faster. And then
that's
hit
good.
him in the face. We have a lot of bergs.
Yeah. Well, air support's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
And as he said, it's just like a cockroach isn't that very good at flying. The bird was able to take out his wings really easily.
With the curveball. No, just with the other thing. Can you guys see that?
See what?
I sent a file.
Oh, I just heard something.
On Skype.
It's saving right now. But really fun. When does this anime come out?
I don't know.
What day? When did you discover this?
I was bored at work yesterday. Wait, was it yesterday? No. What's today?
Must be.
Today's Sunday.
Yeah, the day before. Because I told you guys to watch it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the day before. I think I was at work. And I wanted to give, because I know that manga-wise, Terra Formars was up there. I just wasn't really drawn in by the style that the art was drawn.
Yeah, the character
So
design is so shitty.
yeah, it's pretty shitty. And I was just like, oh, this is really discouraging. But I remember back when Austin, Alex, and I were discussing about the new season of what came out, and I even said that Terra Formars was one of the animes that I actually wanted to check out. So I gave it a shot, and first 2 episodes, and it just skyrocketed from there.
Yeah, my only my as I mentioned a little bit earlier, my only concern is that it loses a little bit of the tension and the bite because now they're so strong, they're so OP that it becomes kind of an episode to episode. Oh, this guy has this new power and that guy has this new power, which I don't know is cool, but at the same time it can become a little bit formulaic and predictable. That's my only concern with it. It's a small nick right now because, as you said, the fun of this series is that it doesn't hold your hand at all, that you have no fucking
Yes.
idea. So it's going to be interesting to see how good this series is when it plays its cards. Like when it reveals to you more of the science behind it and why things are happening. Will it continue to be as exciting? And as you said, if it's just on that and it makes you not really care about the characters, then once those cards are played, then what is the point? And that's a little bit of the risk that it's going down. But I appreciate really like Japanese anime and Japanese storytelling for being that bold to just kind of go for it and kind of experiment to see like, well, this is the formula that we're supposed to go. What happens if we take something out of there? You know, that is super crucial.
Yeah,
What do we break away from the formula?
deconstructing is always fun.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, I mean, you could say the same thing about most of these series, like Walking Dead. Eventually, you know, like, oh, Daryl's never gonna die, you know,
Yeah.
and then Game of Thrones still good because pretty much anybody can fucking die, and that's why it's one of the best shows on television. But I mean, it's rough comparing any show to that. And then Attack on Titan, you kind of know that Mikasa's probably not gonna die, and the main character guy is not gonna die.
Yeah.
You know. And then, actually, I mean, like, most of the main characters don't die. If you feel that. Like, spoiler alert for Attack on Titan. Like, Armin's probably not gonna die anytime soon.
Arm out.
Wait, hold on. That's a really good joke for the podcasters.
Yeah, like silence.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I hope. I mean, it's still really cool, and I like it, and I'll probably watch it all the way through. That's my only concern. They need to kill somebody else soon.
Did you watch? Yeah, that's the thing. Like I say, there's a possibility of that, but then there also just always exists the possibility of gruesome death in this show.
If we went from a different perspective and standpoint, I just sent you guys the manga at chapter 1, and I told you guys to stop after chapter 6. If you go from that standpoint, chapter 1 doesn't start with Akiri. You know, like, if you look at the cover, you think the captain guy is the main character.
Yeah.
You know, and it does start out at the beginning of Bug 2's launch. Barely anybody makes it back.
You said 2 people out of 15, right?
You know? And so, like, and this is 6 chapters that you guys are about to read next, right? But within 6 chapters, they killed off basically 95% of every single character that you've met so far. And we started at chapter 7. And just because the anime started at chapter 7, you think that these guys are the main characters now. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But now this manga is up to 96 chapters. So honestly, you don't know. Like, I understand. Like, I'm pretty sure if I had to assume that they killed off 95% of the characters again, like, the captain's gonna stay alive. No, he's probably gonna die. But, like, the new Akiri guy and maybe Michelle. But I feel like everybody else would be a dying person.
That's what's great about this series and what's so fun is literally 2 episodes ago, we're just like, anybody can die. And now it's like 2 episodes later, it's like, man, they're all so fucking safe. They're so OP. and like, I hope it's like that. I don't mind if they kill off a whole bunch of these characters because, as you said, I don't really know them. I don't really super care. I like Michelle, because she's kind of cool and calculated, and Akira's like kind of badass. Beyond that, I don't really like know or care about many of these other characters.
Anyone else.
Like I don't have that strong of an emotional connection. The biggest emotional like connection I have is just to boobs. Like not just like the character that has boobs, but just like all characters that have boobs that have been shown to me. So like I cared about a Russian chick with boobs, and I cared about Michelle because she had boobs too, and that was pretty much it.
Sheila.
I felt kind of bad for the bear that got fucking
face stomped.
Face stomped out. And I was just like, no, like eyeballed, just like totally destroyed. He just went, oh, just like got in there and then like ripped out his eyeball and then fucking stepped on his head. Poor bear. It's fun because we all have very different perspectives on this. Like, Austin's kind of a little bit, he's the Padawan into the anime world. He's bustling with his new life. He thinks that Fate Stay Night is really good, which really it's not. It's pretty, like Tommy, you would agree, it's pretty good.
He's still arguing with me that I said Mars wants to absorb heat.
So. I get a little too into the science of it.
He's a science guy. Tommy, you're the aficionado in all things like anime and manga-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think I'm the harsh critic and the animal expert on I'm the Jack Hanna of the group. I think Alex is the counterpoint who will argue against everything.
How is he gonna make it economic? I'm thinking, how is he gonna make it economic somehow?
Like, well, here's the thing. This is what I want to bring Alex in here for. Is there's a lot has to do with economics in this because who planted? Who's the one who sabotaged them? And did they say it, or did I just imagine this? They were like, there was a lot of money to be made in this.
Yep.
Somebody sabotaged them.
You get to read it within the 6 chapters.
So the only thing is that, I mean, think about it's very Aliens-esque. Like Alien, they try to bring back the alien because they wanted to weaponize it.
What was it Weyland Yutani group in Alien?
Yeah, the Weyland company. Like, they were trying to weaponize it, and then in Prometheus, they were trying to obtain eternal life. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's so many possibilities. Do you send all of these, like, they could only send bugs in the first one, but now they send different animals? Are they sabotaging them for the point of they want these creatures to gain more of these abilities? Like, these are sacrificial lambs. Like, they just gave all these humans these new abilities and then sent them off to this world in order for them to, gain different abilities to grow stronger, and then hopefully that they can weaponize them or gain it. Maybe the guy is sentient and is working for a corporation. There's a lot of money to be made in diseases and cures for diseases, especially. Medicine is a highly, highly, highly profitable market. So there's like whole new markets for, like enhancements in the medical fields, as well as like this disease could be artificially made. Like, there's so many possibilities on who did this.
Maybe Buddha cockroach can mind control people on Earth.
I'm going to say all of that's going to be explained in that 6 chapters.
Okay. Well, I was thinking, like, I don't think Buddha person is, like, the person behind it, per se, as maybe he's an agent that is working for them. Or he's, like, sentient and he's working with other people. Or it could just, like, he could be a human. Like, we haven't seen it, like... Okay, we'll read the 6 chapters, and I guess we'll reconvene. Yeah, I guess.
This is where
I just realized, though, like, what appeals to me, because, like, you guys know me, I'm a fan of, like, Star Wars and stuff. I'm also a fan of, like, Alien. I liked Alien a lot, and those kind of sci-fi horror. Like, stuck on a spaceship, 2001: A Space Odyssey, those kind of things.
Alien was the fucking scariest movie for me as a child.
It was for me too, but then I got older, I started like thinking why it's scary, and I appreciated it for how it did it, like how effective it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just like so creepy. Like, I'm sorry I derailed you. Keep on going.
Well, I'm just thinking like, if you're a fan of those things, you can identify the elements that they're paying homage to, kind of.
Like how so? I missed it.
Well, like being trapped. Well, just most of the part being trapped in a spaceship with a unkillable enemy, mostly.
Oh, they're killable.
Yeah, they're killable, but not at first. Like not for like the fucking 20 of them that got slaughtered by them.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be escalation from here on out. So it's
now it's like kind of the parallels kind of diverge a bit from
Yeah,
Like
because they struck first. We've established that they're highly powerful. They can kill a normal human being rather easily.
Yeah.
So like that scale is produced.
Yeah, that's how like they introduced the shock value of here's an enemy that is so much greater than you physically.
Yeah,
That you have no chance.
So fucked
one-on-one.
without. You're so fucked without that medicine. And now we give them an even playing field, in which it's like, oh well, now they have this medicine that allows them to become OP enough to like fight back. And now we learn that they have access to the previous 6. So now we're gonna see escalation in which like a bug is gonna come. Like my prediction is like a bug is gonna come that's gonna have a super crazy power and be able to kill like one of the captains while they're like charged. Like that's like
that's kind of the only way it's gonna go. But I just think like I'm kind of identifying how my taste in anime seems to be working, kind of, because I enjoy that kind of homage. And then another thing I loved is kind of sci-fi dystopian stories. So Blade Runner, Do Android Dream of Electric Sheep, 1984, all those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically, if you take all those things and shove them into an anime, that's what Psycho-Pass is, and that's why I like Psycho-Pass so much, because it's all those books and movies and stuff I read and watched when I was younger, crammed into an anime form.
Good point.
And so this is tickling the same kind of idea of things I like in other media in anime, like those ideas and tropes and themes into an anime. So it's like that's why I like it, maybe.
Anyway, I guess we'll conclude Anime Corner. When will we reconvene?
I think you should read the 6 chapters and then we'll reconvene.